Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome to another time getting into the Bible and doing some teaching. Today we're going to be looking at America, United States of America, and Great Britain. Are they in prophecy? I believe they are, and I'm going to show you how. Many Bible teachers out there will tell you no, they're not. We're going to be looking at Revelation 17, Revelation 13, and Daniel 7. We're going to be looking at a beast and some lion and leopards and bears, oh my. We're going to be looking at some heads and some horns, all kinds of things. Anyhow, so we're going to start in Revelation 17. Starting in verse 1. I'm not going to read all of it. You're welcome. You can do that. Come, Revelation 17:1, I will show you the judgment of the great harlot. Harlot is a false religion. When Israel worshiped prophets of Baal, it was called adultery. Okay, you're breaking that relationship. Christ is the church. The church is the bride. Christ is the groom. Well, Israel was also married to God. They were betrothed, I should say, back in Exodus 19. Now, come and I will show you the judgment of the great harlot who sits on many waters. Skip real quick over to verse 15. And he said to me, the waters which you saw where the harlot sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. So this is Gentile nations that she's coming out of. And you'll see that a lot of times with like water, the Great Sea. Israel's usually referred to as the land. The sea is referred to as Gentile nations. So on verse 3, the scarlet beast was full of names and blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And all of our beasts have 7 heads and 10 horns. The heads represent kingdoms, and you'll see that in a little bit. And the horns, we'll look at that one a little later as we get there. A golden cup in verse 4. The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, and having in her hand a golden cup full of abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. If you want to read about that golden cup a little more, and we're not going to get into it here, it's Jeremiah 51:7-9, and it really ties in nicely with this. It's the only 2 places where a golden cup like this is mentioned in Scripture. Skip down to 7. I will tell you the mystery and of the beast that carries her, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that you saw was, and we know that the beast is the Antichrist. We can see that throughout other places in the Scripture. Will ascend out of the bottomless pit and go to perdition. Yes, he does. And those who dwell in the earth will marvel. Those whose names are not written in the book of life. Okay, goes 9. Here is the mind that has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, and those are kingdoms on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings. You don't have kings over physical mountains. You have kings over kingdoms. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short time. Short is relative. Short is really relative, considering human history and how long some of these other nations have been around, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. But the beast that was and is not is himself the 8th, and is of the 7 is going to perdition. So the beast is going to have a kingdom. Again, these are kingdoms. They're not mountains in Israel or somewhere, or it's not Rome, the city of 7 hills, which 5 fell. Okay, the 10 horns, which you saw, are 10 kings who have not received a kingdom yet. See, they're kings as well. They're going to have kingdoms. But they have received authority for 1 hour as kings with the beast. So when the beast comes in that 8th kingdom, that's when these 10 horns get their kingdom. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Let's talk about it. The 5 have fallen, 1 is, and 1 will be. And these are places where a pagan religion reigned on a government. Okay, it starts in Babylon, and not quite like the Babylonian captivity. But let's go back to King Nimrod in Babylon, when they were building the Tower of Babel. If you didn't know it, Babel in Hebrew, Bab is gate, El is God. They were building a gate to God. They talk about that with CERN too. Anyhow, okay, the one that is simple. That's Rome. The five that before it really doesn't matter because they're fallen, they're gone. I believe it's Babylon, Egypt, Medo-Persian Empire, Assyria, Greece, and the one that was Rome. What is the next greatest kingdom? Great Britain. Okay, assume with me for a minute that that's what it is. Okay, the sun never sets on the British Empire, and you could say that it's fallen back and everything, but with the money, the Rothschilds and the Bank of England, and they control the IMF, they control the International Bank, they control a lot of the Federal Reserves. What's the Federal Reserve? The central banks for countries. There's only a few countries that really aren't even a part of that system. And that's their control at this point. Anybody who's into the Rothschilds and the conspiracy stuff will get it. I mean, we're running out of conspiracy theories. They're all coming true. All right, let's keep moving through here. And the 10 kings, they'll get their power with the beast. Let's now go to Daniel 7. And we're going to go there just for a little bit, but then hold your place, because then we're going to go to Revelation 13, and then we're going to come back to Daniel 7. Okay, there's a fourth beast in Daniel 7, and that's what I'm going to start with. Verse 7, after I saw this in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had huge iron teeth, and it was devouring, breaking in pieces, and trampling with the residue with its feet. It was different from all the other beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Again, the beasts have 10 horns. Now let's go and look over at verse 23, where it tells us a little more about this fourth beast. The fourth beast shall be a fourth kingdom on the earth, which shall be different from all the other kingdoms. Keeps emphasizing it's different. And it shall devour the whole earth, trample it, break it into pieces. The 10 horns are 10 kings, who shall arise from the kingdom. And there shall rise after them, and another shall arise after them. That's the 8th kingdom. And it shall be different from the first ones, and it shall subdue 3 kings. And it shall speak pompous words about the Most High. This is that little horn. It shall persecute the saints of the Most High, and it shall intend to change the times and the laws. Then the saints shall be given into the hands for times, time, and half a times. And this is actually when Satan is on earth, and the times, and half a times is the Great Tribulation. That's the time that Israel has fled. The believing Israelites have fled, and they went over to Petra. Hopefully you're following all of that. All right. So this fourth beast is different from all the others. I would say it's the Antichrist kingdom. Okay, because it's leading right into the times, and half a times. A one world government. The New World Order, one world government, they're trying to set that up. And if you look at it, what are they going to do? They're going to break up the world into 10 regional governments. There's your 10 horns. All right. This fourth beast is an end times player. The first 3 have to be too. You have a lion, a leopard, and a bear. Before we look at them, let's go to Revelation 13. Starting from verse 1, I stood on the sand of this. I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea. That's peoples. That's Gentile nations. We saw that. Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his 10 I'm sorry. And on his horns were 10 crowns, kings. And on his heads, a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and its feet were like that of a bear, and its mouth was the mouth of a lion. The dragon, Satan, gave him power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as this had been mortally wounded, and the deadly wound was healed, and the world marveled and followed the beast. Okay, this beast is the Antichrist. Okay, we know that. But the lion, leopard, and bear. What God's doing here, what Scripture's telling us, is the lion, leopard, and bear for Daniel 7 will come together as one to form this Antichrist kingdom with the lion, leopard, and bear. Now, if you look at the verse 2 again, which one is in charge? Which is in control? And now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, and his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him power and his throne and great authority. I would say the lion because he's speaking. And we read in Daniel 7 that it's speaking most boastful things about the Most High. So let's go back and let's look at the lion. So that'd be verse 4. And first was like a lion. And whenever you see like, when one of your prophets is explaining something and saying it's like this or it's like that, they can't quite describe it. It's not a lion, but it kind of looks like a lion, acts like a lion or something, and that's the best they can do to explain it. Like a lion, it has eagle's wings. I watched till its wings were plucked off, and it was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on two feet like a man. And a man's heart was given to it. That's interesting. All right. So assuming that Great Britain is Babylon, the lion is Great Britain, London. So it's lion. It fits here. Now we know that prophetically, this prophecy was fulfilled. The lion was Babylon. The bear was the Medo-Persian Empire, and the leopard was Greece, and the fourth beast was Rome. But in prophecy, you get not prophetic, perfect. You get dual prophecies, where they give you two prophecies rolled up in one. And the purpose is that when you see the first prophecy fulfilled perfectly, then you know the second prophecy is going to be fulfilled just as perfectly. I believe that fourth beast is the Antichrist kingdom. And the lion would be Great Britain. Wings like an eagle. What country would that be? United States. They're plucked off, destroyed. If you read Revelation 18, you'll see about this destruction of this Babylon. And that matches what you'll see in the Old Testament in like 6 different chapters about the daughter of Babylon. And the United States is the daughter of Great Britain. If I had to guess about the bear, you would immediately think Russia. But this bear is lifted up on one side. And you see that in Munich. Maybe this is Germany. I don't know. And if you look at the leopard, it has 4 wings of a bird. The beast has 4 heads, and dominion is given to it. I believe this is the Muslim world. And the reason I say that is in Revelation, you'll see about the 4 winds that are held back at the Euphrates River. And there's 4 Muslim countries that the Euphrates River runs through. I believe it's Turkey, Syria, Iran, and one more. I forget. It's been a long time since I've looked at that one. But there are 4 Muslim countries that it goes through. Anyhow, I hope this made sense to you. And I also, the last thing I would say with this is that first beast, that lion, given the heart of a man, that looks like your Antichrist coming out of Great Britain. Anyhow, thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a great day.